Okay, this is session 32. It's August 19th, 2026. And we're in the section after Lippmann had a discussion with Mayer, who encouraged him to pursue Leah Horowitz, but Leah Horowitz was more interested in Finkelstein, the assistant to Horowitz in the shop. So at this point, Lippmann is a little despairing about his life in general, and he's thinking about another direction, going into business. Okay, der Cheder hagam es seinen zugekommen noch 3-4 Kinder, hat ihm nicht zufriedengestellt. The school, the Cheder, although an additional 3 or 4 students had come to learn there, did not satisfy him. A neuer Balabus, wemens Kind lernt sich in Cheder, a new person in the community, a new Balabus, whose child was now learning in the Cheder, hat euch gestellt dieselbe Forderungen wie Wasserman, had put forward the same demand that Wasserman had put forward. Verlangt, he desired, hat gesagt, he said, men soll lernen sein Kind nicht schmachtes, babameiselech und narrische Lidlach, nor ivri davenen und a stickel chumish. What he was looking for his child in the education was not schmachtes. Now we remember that Lippmann went to Johannesburg and brought back books with stories and songs, but I don't remember the word schmachtes being in there. And I don't know what that means, but I bet it's a Slavic word, Elka, right?
I don't know it as a Slavic word, no.
Well, I don't know what that means, but it's referring to, he's saying that what's being taught there is just not the serious things. He didn't want Bubba Mises.
Schmatters, if you think of schmatters as rags, schmatters are trifles.
Trifles. Okay. I do think of schmatters as rags. So these are trifles. He didn't want his child learning trifles, fairy tales, and silly songs. But what he wanted him to learn was...
Sorry, it disappeared from the screen.
Yeah.
I cannot see it.
Marcia, yeah, we need this.
Okay, we're back.
My internet is not acting right. And it may not show the screen until now, but I'll see what happens when I get the tape back, okay? I may have to do something else, but let's see. You just did the first paragraph, right?
I haven't quite finished it yet, but I'm okay. He wanted his child to learn Hebrew.
Where it says Chumash, right here.
And a little bit of Chumash. That's what, exactly. That's what he wanted his child to learn. Ich will, hat geteilt, als mein Kind soll sein a Jid und wissen, was es meint, seine Jid und was mir Jiden vermogen. What I want, he not announced, he
complained.
Complained, that's a good word, thank you. That my child is going to be a Jew, and that my child will know what it means to be a Jew and what we Jews possess. Wie soll wird das Kind wissen, hat Lippmann gefragt, was es meint, seine Jid? How is your child going to know, Lippmann asked, what it means to be a Jew, wenn wird nicht wissen und verstehen, was wird sagen und lernen? Serious question, actually. How do you think your child is going to be a Jew when he doesn't understand what he's saying and what he's reading? Verstehe ich alles, was ich sag und lerne? that's a question. Do I understand everything that I say and read? What Wasserman gewollt wissen, Wasserman wanted to know. Und mein Tate und euer Tate und tausende andere Tates, my father and your father and thousands of other fathers, haben sie verstanden dem Perush Hamilim? Did they understand the meaning of the words? Doch seien sie gewesen und geblieben Juden, but certainly they were and they remained Jews. Haben sie gewusst, hat Lippmann gefragt, verwusst man ist und man bleibt a Jid? Did they know, Lippmann asked, why they are and why they remain a Jew? Haben sie gewusst, verwusst man verfolgt sie und man peinigt sie? Did they understand why they were persecuted and tormented? Und als sie wollten gewusst, hat Wasserman gesagt, wollt sie gewesen besser? And if they knew, Wasserman said, would they be better? Wollten die Pogromen und Verfolgungen aufgehört? Would the pogroms and the persecutions have ceased? Stellt euch vor, that's Wasserman saying, well, what difference would it have made if they had known what they were saying? Stellt euch vor, hat Lippmann gesagt, als morgen wird ihr arrestiert. Let's imagine, Lippmann said, that tomorrow you would be arrested. Ihr sitzt Tag und Wochen und Turme und ihr fragt sich geseder verwus. You're sitting days and weeks in prison and you ask yourself why this is. For welche Sinn sitze ich? For what sin am I sitting here? Mittemol lasst man euch wissen, als ihr sitzt vor die und die Avera. All of a sudden, they let you know that you're sitting here for this or that sin. This or that sin. 1 minute. This or that sin. Der Welt, dann wird euch tekef geringer auf den Herzen. Immediately, it would become easier on your heart. Das Sitzen is nicht mehr als a last. The sitting, the imprisonment is no longer such a burden. Befragt, als ihr fühlt sich umschuldig, especially because you're feeling not guilty. Ihr glaubt dann, als eure Unschuld wird sich beweisen. You believe then that your innocence would be revealed, would come out. Was haben Juden getan? What did Jews do? Mit was haben sie sich versündigt? What did Jews, how did they sin? Als Doris laufen vorbei und das Unrecht gegen sie halt on. What have Jews done so terribly that generations pass by and the lack of righteousness against them continues? Wenn ihr lernt und versteht die Historie unserer, when you read and understand our history, wird ihr dorten öfter befinden, dem Entfall auf die Ohrfrages, then you would find in that the answer to these questions? Perhaps. Vet efshel der gain as nit mir, nur der zweite Zad seinen der Schuldige. You would then reach the conclusion as not us, but the second side, the other side, is the guilty party. Dan vet der pa soros wären geringer zu tragen. Then the package, the heaviness of the sorrows would become easier to carry. Davenen blind und sagen Parsha Chumash und nicht verstehen, was man sagt, is amaritza. I don't know how you say that in Yiddish. It's
Miarzus.
Amiotzis, okay, yeah. To blindly daven, to blindly pray, and to say the Parsha of Chumash, and not to understand what you're saying is just the behavior of ignorant people. Der Fakt, als Toisen Tates haben nicht verstanden, Scheitel Ivri berechnet nicht zu bleiben ignoramesen. The fact that thousands of fathers didn't understand anything that they were reading. I'd like to know the word shaitel there. A shaitel ivri doesn't justify our remaining ignoramuses. You know, shaitel, I think of a shaitel on the head or a wood block, but I don't understand how that, it must be a shaitel ivri. To not understand what you're reading doesn't justify remaining an ignoramus. Lippmann is gewein aufgeregt. Lippmann was upset. Hat sich kaum beherrscht von Nutzen scharfer Ausdrücken. He barely could control himself from using sharper speech with Wassermann. Zum Sof hat schockiert allemen. In the end, he shocked everybody. Man darf euch wissen, sie es lohnt sich bechlal zu sein und bleiben ein Jid, hat gesagt. What did he say that shocked everybody? We have to know whether it pays us, it's useful at all to be and to remain a Jew. Wassermann is aufgesprungen als a Kester. It's a Kester. Wassermann sprang up, a furious one. Ihr predigt Assimilatia. You are supporting assimilation, hat geschrien. Jews falling upon one another, as happens so often. Volt gewein meglich, as alle Jiden in der ganzen Welt sollen in ein Tag sich assimilieren und verschwunden. If it were possible that all the Jews in the whole world in one day would assimilate and disappear, wollte es efshar gelohnt. It would possibly be useful, hat Lippmann geentfelt. Potter von alle Zorros und befragt die nicht-jüdische Welt von Sündigen gegen uns. We'd be finished with all of our troubles, and the Jewish world would stop sinning against us, blaming us. Aber hatte geschmeichelt, but he smiled. This is Lippmann still talking.
Sorry, can I just interrupt? It's not
Sure.
Befrat, it's Befreit, and the world will be freed of the non-Jewish world will be befreit, freed of.
Free of, okay.
Can we
will
move
be
the text
free.
up, please?
Yeah, Marcia, you have to move the text, please. Marcia,
I think Marcia's frozen.
yeah, I think Marcia's frozen. You're right.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
Can I just mention something, seeing as it's interrupted? I'm
It's
reading.
not an interruption, Moshe. It's a delightful interlude.
I'm reading an interesting book about German Jewry and talking about Sein Ayid. So their saying was Sei Ayid in der Huis
Yeah,
und sei a Deutsch auf der Gas.
yeah. Well, that was the the call of the Maskilim. That was what they wanted. But Marcia, are you with us again? No, I think you're right. She's frozen. So what do we do?
Well, she's probably trying to fix it.
I know she is, yeah. Well,
Okay, so there's
but the controversy that's going on here between Lippmann and Wasserman is so it's another one of those universal controversies. You know?
right. Actually, there's a very good novel that I've just started to read called Die Mishpocha Karnowski,
Oh yeah.
the older singer.
Are
And
you reading that in Yiddish?
really, no, I'm not reading it. I'm actually half reading it, but mostly listening to it on the audio book,
Uh-huh.
which you get from Massachusetts. And it's so well read. It's easy to understand Yiddish.
Yeah.
And it deals with a number of generations of German. Well, they come from Poland and they assimilate. And it's the process of assimilation that it deals with. It's an excellent novel.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a wonderful book about German Jewry, very painful. Wait, I want to get it because I think that Marcia has left, so I think probably this book is a wonderful. Hold on.
Mm.
I suppose we're still together because Nechoma is a co-host.
Oh, that's right. Okay. You've explained it.
I'll send Marcia an email.
If you
Or
want
maybe I
to
should
read a
phone her.
wonderful book about German Jewry, there's a book by Amos Alon called The Pity of It All. It's a very painful book.
Yes, I
which
know the book.
Yeah. Oh, it's so painful to read because the
Mm.
pains that we took to assimilate and it's horrifying. It's so painful. It's so painful to read.
Who's it by?
Anyway, I guess we
I'm
end.
going to phone Marcia.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay.
Uh,
The
who-
author is Amos Elon.
Almost alone.
Okay.
And it's just a fabulous history of the German Jewish community. Um, very hard to take, very, very hard to take. But because of course we all are looking back on it, but but the book that the Singer book that you're reading, so you're reading you're listening to a reading of it from the public library. Well, you can get them on Amazon too.
Uh, I don't know. Um, I'm just listening to it on and
Yeah.
I've downloaded the book from again from the library.
Yeah. It's quite a long book, that book. Yeah.
Very long. It's very long,
Yeah.
but it's
But you
interesting.
find it
It's an insidious creep, this whole thing. You leave Poland and you establish yourself. And it deals, actually, the section I'm reading at the moment deals with the interesting divide between the rich German Jews and
Mhm.
the poor Jews, who are the poor Ostjuden, who are still
Mhm.
coming in. And there's such a clear division. He deals with Berlin. Of course, Karnofsky moved to Berlin, and there's this clear distinction. There's the if you're an upper class German Jew, you don't want to have dealings with the lower class German Jews or lower class Jews who are probably not German even.
Mhm. Yeah, well, that was a similar story in America, when the German Jews arrived, and then there was that tidal wave of Jews who came to America after the 1871, the May laws and all of that in Tsarist Russia, and their treatment of that community. Yeah, our
Oh,
history is
Uh,
very.
hello, I'm
I,
back. I'm sorry that the internet knocked me off. Elka, do you think you could put the book up and do the follow, like I usually do? Share the screen. Do you have the book? Anybody want to try it? It doesn't have to be Elka. It could be any one of you because it's just not working with me.
Okay, I think we could probably do it. Hold on, please. I
I
have the
think
book
I've
and
got it. I've got it here.
okay.
Let me see if I can share it.
Yeah, share the screen.
Okay, so I'll just have to go down.
Could you make it a little bigger for Elka? Is
Yes,
that
I can
okay,
make it a
Elka? You
little.
see it? Okay. You're muted, Elka.
I muted myself when I was trying to phone you.
Okay.
Is
Yes,
that
it
better?
could be bigger if possible. It's a bit difficult
Is
at
that
this
better?
size. So this is a bit better. Yes, thank you.
Maybe you can make it bigger yourself too. Because I just made it bigger. There's a little box up on the top of the screen. You see that? Maybe that'll make it bigger.
I made it bigger. It's good.
Okay, now we have to wait for Nechama. She
No,
went to
no,
get
I'm
her
right here. I'm
husband.
right here. I'm right here. I'm just waiting for
Okay,
Yanko has to get to
Yankov
page
is
1.
Yankov is now sharing the screen, and the recording is still going on. I think it's your recording.
Right.
You're
We'll
recording
send
to the
it.
cloud.
I hope that yeah. Right.
Okay, so you guys can continue without me.
Okay. So now you've got a little too far, Yankov.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right. Now you're there. On the top of that page. Okay.
Is this
Okay,
where we are?
that's it. You're right there. Yeah, you're right there. Okay, so we're in the middle of this altercation between Wasserman and Lippmann. Okay. So he's been accused of promoting assimilation, and he says no. And anyway, it's Abil hat geschmeichelt, but he smiled. This was Lippmann smiling. Schreck sich nicht. Don't be afraid. A Zoinus is nicht möglich und nicht wahrscheinlich. It's not possible and it's not probable. Und ich predige es nicht. And I am not supporting it, the idea of assimilation. Aber Wissen schadet nicht. But to know something doesn't hurt. Der was wissen bludgeoneth nicht. Those who know don't just farblunge around, don't just lose their way. And now Elka, please.
Damit hat sich der Streit zwischen Lippmann und seine Batim nicht geendigt. Still, the conflict between Lippmann and his clients didn't end. Wassermann, sie manchmal versöhnlicher Schnar oder
Zina.
wie Lippmann hat thank you, Sina, oder wie Lippmann hat noch gesagt, weil hat sich gewollt herausstellen von frommen Juden, was ist gewiss nicht gewinn. Okay, that was a long passage. I need help with this first phrase. Tzimach me fazel necher sine. What is that?
If because of
So-
personal hatred, Wasserman, why does Wasserman so hate Lippmann? Is it because of personal hatred,
Or, as Lippmann later said, because he wanted to stand up for religion, for very observant Jews, which he wasn't. In andere Wörter hat Lippmann gesagt. In other words, Lippmann said, Wassermann is a tzvuik. What is a tzvuik?
Hypocrite.
hypocrite?
Wasserman is a hypocrite. Azoi, azoi. Wasserman hat Lippmannen vervogelt. Wasserman had been he had been persecuting Lippmann.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it in for him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he wanted, Wasserman wanted to present himself as such a righteous and religious Jew. That was what he wanted to do. That's what Lippmann is saying, and that he's hypocritical. Because he's really not.
Yeah. De Seder hat gefunden, Gimus sei in sein versöhnlichen Leben. What is Pagimus?
His shortcomings.
Laws, yeah.
So he found his shortcomings in his own life. Sei als,
So it's
yes, please help.
yeah. So it's both shortcomings, both in his personal life and then
Sei als sechet und lehrer.
Scheuchet.
Scheuchet. And also as a slaughterer and a teacher.
Mhm.
Hat Lippmann gemolden seine Balabatim, als anzog sich von der Stelle. So Lippmann was trying to convince his clients that
He
I'm
announced.
sorry.
He announced to
Eric
Sorry.
Walden, he
that he's
announced.
resigning. He's had enough.
That could someone help? I'm sorry. Could someone help also with the end of the sentence? Sei als
That he announced to his bosses, that he was going to leave his position. He's resigning.
Yeah, and to resign from his position.
anzog sich von der Stelle. He was resigning his position. I'm sorry I have to ask so much for help. I won't stay too long. Sollen sie suchen an anderen auf sein Ort? They should find another person to take his place. For was? Hat Horowitz gewollt wissen. Why? Horowitz wanted to know. Behandeln mir euch schlecht? Have we been mistreating you? Have we been dealing badly with you? Nein, hat Lippmann gesagt. No, Lippmann said, aber Wassermann verfolgte und der niederricht ihm. But Wasserman was always going after him. Can we move the text up a little bit, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Lippmann hat Feind am Menschen, was will sich stellen, hoch auf jenems Places und wickelt sich ein in a religiösen Mantel. So he, Lippmann, was a man who wanted to rise up by standing on other people's shoulders.
No. Lippmann hated the kind of person who wanted to do, in other words, Lippmann hated this kind of person, just the kind of person that he's saying Wasserman is.
And he presents himself in a religious guise und sucht damit zu verdecken sein Unwissenheit und opportunistische Handlungen. And he's looking to, in this way, to show off his knowledge and his
His
opportunistic
ignorance. His ignorance.
Hide his
Unwissenheit,
ignorance.
his
He
ignorance.
wants he wraps himself like in a talit of religiosity in order to hide his real lack of knowledge.
Okay, thank you so much for the help. I'm going to pass it to the next person because I'm asking for help too much.
Help is always useful to all of us.
Yes. Okay. Well, you lost a lot of time, so let's pass it now to Moshe.
Sorry, Yaakov, could you lift it? Yeah, that's enough. I'll just try to do 1 or 2 paragraphs and then hand it over. Yeah, Janscher's Kapitel 38, chapter 38. Jansche ist gekommen heim, Jansche came home. Der Parlament hat sich geschlossen für etliche Wochen. Parliament closed for a few weeks. Meir hat ausgenutzt, die Gelegenheit zu gehen, bettende Leute nicht Chasna zu haben mit Lindern. Oh, we're changing over completely from the cheder to assimilation. Meyer used the opportunity to go and request permission to marry Linda. Die 12 von die Felder is schon gewesen aufgenommen. The harvest was already taken down from the fields, the grain. Meyer hat sich gekriegt unheben Ackern for the neuem Saison, and Meyer was getting ready to plow for the new coming season. Der größte Teil von seinen Produkten ist schon gewesen verkauft. The largest portion of his products were already sold. Von das Übrige hat gelassen, a Zollsekt für versorgt. Of what remained, from the remainder, he left a number of bags of grain for seed, a zoll for speculatia, and a number for speculation. It's hat beschlossen, es Zeit Chasna zu haben. Now he said, the time has come to get married. Hat sich eingeladen Mittag bei die Janschers. He invited himself, he allowed himself to be invited to lunch with the Janschers. Jansch hat stark angegriffen die neue Partei. Janša strongly attacked the new party. Versteht, he understands what Janša gesagt. Janša said, as der Gründer von der Partei is enttäuscht. He understands that the founder of the party is disappointed, verbittered, and embittered. Hat although he, Janša, muss Mutter sein, als der Führer von der Partei ist ernst und aufrichtig in seiner Handlung. And although he, Janša, has to admit that the leader of this new party is sincere and honest in his dealings, doch kein Guts davon nicht herauskommen, but no good can come out of this new party. Es wird nur reinbringen a Spaltung in der Reihen von die Afrikaner. It will only bring about a split in the rows, in the divisions of the Afrikaner people, of the assembly of Afrikaner people. I think Ray is a row, but I'm not sure how to put it in the context.
Maybe
Possibly
ranks?
in the ranks of the Afrikaners.
Thank you. Ranks would be perfect. Ist es denn ein Unrecht zu verlangen, als das Land soll sich industrialisieren, hat Meyer gefragt. Is it then not right? Is it wrong? Is it wrong to do
Justice?
an injustice to desire that the land should industrialize itself? Meyer asked. Die Zeit ist noch nicht gekommen dafür. Time hasn't come for that yet, what Janša gesagt. Janša said, trotzdem, ob der Preis für der Industrialisation soll sein als Spaltung und öfter euch als Sinne in unsere Reihen, dann bin ich zufrieden, als es soll bleiben wie bis jetzt. Aside from this, if the price of the industrialization will be a split in our ranks and perhaps a hatred in our ranks, then I'm satisfied to leave things as they are at present. Take of noch ein Essen hat sich Linda aufgehoben und ist herausgegangen. Right after eating, Linda got up and left. Sie hat gewusst dem Ziel von Meyers kommen. She knew the purpose of Meyer's coming, und sie hat nicht gewollt sein dabei, weil es Meyer, wenn ihr Vater will führen, ein Wärterkampf. And she didn't want to be there at the time when Meyer and her father will be carrying on a battle of words, a struggle of words, was about, sie ist gewesen, überzeugt, and she was convinced is given unvermeidlich, was unavoidable. She is herein in Fruchtgarten. She went into the orchard, the fruit orchard, und sich gesetzt auf eine Bank und sat down on a bench. Was ist gestanden unter zweigten Partnerbaum that was under a branching pear tree. Rumir seinen gewachsenen Bäume mit Äpfel, Bäumen und Perskes. Around were trees of apples, plums, and peaches. Rechts von Gordon hat sich gefallen der Klimater reifer Tefgros. On the right of the garden, the almost ripe teff grass was blowing about in waves. Und links and to her left, a silo, stallen, stables, milkhuis, a dairy. Jansje had gelossen voor zich. Sorry, Jansje. Jansje had gelossen voor zich weinig zeeveld. Jansje had left very little land for sowing. Had gesteld milkkie and had bezorgd Bushmanskopf mit milk. He had set up a dairy and supplied Bushmanskopf with milk, smetana, sour cream, and butter and butter. When it is noch geblieben genug for a großstädtischen Marktweg, and enough was left over to send to the city market. Hinter die Stallen haben sich gesehen die Käumens von der Mill und Goldgrund. Behind the stables, you could see the chimneys of the mill and the mine, gold mine. Der Tumult von dem Steiner Mill, the noise of the stone mill beim Goldgroove hat gekriegt zu ihr. The noise of the stone mill, which was grinding the stones at the gold mine, reached her, wie das Räuschen von einem weiten Wasserfall, like the sound of a distant waterfall. Sie ist gesessen still. She sat quietly, unbeweglich, immobile. How's the time going? One more sentence and then it's all yours, Jacob. Okay. Sie ist gesessen, sie hat geguckt auf etwas, a Punkt vor sich. She was looking somewhere for herself, aber hat nicht gesehen, keine Sache. She was looking into the distance, but really didn't see anything. It's a good place for me to stop and give you some space there.
Okay. So von weitem etwas mehr wie a mile is gelegen Bushmankop. In the distance, somewhere near, close to a mile, Bushmankop lay Bushmankop. Die Häuser modern zerworfen. The houses were strangely placed wie immature Wortes verloren gehendig, as if someone had lost them, as he was going along. Kleine weiße Wolkenlicht, wie Puch von einer jungen Hindel, seinen gehangen zur Seite auf a chlorblauen Himmel. Small white little clouds, like the down of a young hen, the young chicken, hung as if they were sewn onto the clear blue sky. Okay, so Vögel haben herumgeschwebt in der Heuch. The birds were hovering up high, herumgesprungen von Zweig zu Zweig, jumping from one branch to the next. Gesungen und gezwitschert, and they were singing and chirping. Linda hat getracht. Linda was thinking. Modne mit etliche Jahr zurück ist auf dem Ort, wo heint gefind sich Buschmannkopf, gewinn a lediger Feld, Gros und Steiner. It's strange. With just a few years ago, on this very place where today Bushmankop was to be found, it was an open field, a field of grass and rocks. Heint läuft dort a Bahn, and today a train runs over there. Voran Leben, Aktivität. There's life and activities. Das, was Menschen rufen Zivilisatia, what people call civilization. Die ganze Landschaft hat sich gebitten, hat sie gesagt, mehreren ein Tag. The whole landscape has changed, she said to Mayer one day. Hat der Ruf geantwortet, and he answered on what she'd said. Begriffen, Ideen, verurteilen, bleiben nicht geändert
No, no, I think you
dadurch.
skipped a line. You're a filo a Landschaft.
Sorry?
I think after he said, hat geentfeld, you're a filo a Landschaft, die Natur. And you went to Begriffen, a line down. You missed a
So I missed
line.
out a line, I'm sorry. Okay, ja, I feel a Landschaft, even a landscape, die Natur ändert sich, nature changes, aber Menschen, ihre Begriffen, Ideen verurteilen, but people, their ideas, their concepts, and their prejudices bleiben nicht geändert dadurch. They do not change from over generations. Sie vermogt nicht mehr Ideas, aber sie ist great maskim sein mit ihm in dem Prat. She didn't possess Mayer's Mayer's knowledge, Mayer's ideas, but she was prepared to agree with him in this detail. Menschen, mit welcher sie sich und kommt kimat in täglicher Berührung, haben sich nicht gebeten auf Ahor. People with whom she could and she came into daily contact with, they didn't change at all. Tomer hat einer von sie sich ja gebeten, and if one of them did change, is es gewesen zum Schlechten. It was for it was a change for the worse. Ot lemoshel ihr eigener Vater. Take for example her own father. Hat sich gebitten, stark gebitten. He had changed, very seriously changed, strongly changed. Aber auf der verkehrte Seite. But he changed to the wrong, on the wrong side. Früher, eider man hat gefunden Gold auf sein Grund und is nicht gewinn reich. Earlier, before they found gold on his land, and before he had become wealthy, is ständig gewinn gut zugelassen, freundlich. He was always good, affable and friendly. Nicht nur zu sein Familie, nor euch zu die Fremde. Not only to his family, but also to strangers. He was friendly. Hat geliebt sein Weib und gehabt der Herz für ihr. He loved his wife and he respected her. Ihr Mutter is mehr gebildet und intelligenter für Vater. Her mother was better educated and more intellectual than her father. Jetzt ist ständig ungefmurret, aufgeregt, and now he was constantly morose and irritated. Schreit und beisert sich. He shouted and he was angry. Red mit a befehlerischen Ton, a viele zu der Mutter, and he spoke with an imperious tone even to her mother. Ihr Mutter schweigt, schmeichelt a viele, and her mother smiled and even remained silent and even smiled. Aber sie, Linda, weiß, wie tief ihr Mutter fühlt sich gekränkt davon. But she, Linda, knew how deeply her mother agonized over this treatment of the father. Das hat ihr der Mund dem Abend, wenn ihr Vater hat verschmissen zum Teut dem schwarzen Ingel. And this reminded her of the evening when her father had beaten the young black boy to death. A schreckliche Nacht is es gewesen. It was a terrible night. Die Mutter von Ingel is gesessen nicht weit von Haus. The boy's mother was sitting not far from the house und gejammert wie der Herbstwind in a Käumen, and she wailed like the autumn wind in a chimney, wie a gewundete Chaya, like a wounded animal. Ihr Mutter ist noch gewesen a paar Wochen krank vom Verdruss. Her mother, after that, was for several weeks, she was ill from Verdruss.
Misery. Unhappiness. Unhappiness. She was pretty unhappy when that child was killed.
Yeah.
It was a terrible scene.
Yeah. Okay, der Vater hat die Mutter von einem Kind herabgetrieben vom Feld. Her father chased away the mother of the child from the field. Sie stört sein Ruhe mit ihr Klagen. She disturbed his rest with her complaints, hat gesagt. He said, Meyer ist noch eine lange Zeit nicht gekommen zu sehen Haus. Meyer, after that, for a long time, he didn't come to them in their house. Meyer Modner, auf das ledige Stückfeld. Meyer, it was strange, on this empty piece of land, was hat getrogen dem Nomen Buschmannkopf, is in einem Tag gekommen a Schmois. So it was strange that Meyer had arrived to this piece of field which was called Buschmannkopf. One day he came as a peddler, verblonget herzu, und sie hat gefunden ihr Bashert. He sort of stumbled into this place, and she found her Bashert, her
fate.
the
Intended.
her intended,
fate.
right.